It's online biz real talk, everyone, and we have an incredible subject today with some incredible business partners from all over Canada. We have a lot of Canadians on here today, but from different nationalities. Originally from Mexico, originally from Philippines, Slovakia, and Africa. So we have people from all over the world. So our subject today is what are some fears you have had before starting this online business? What are some fears you had about the online world before starting this business? There's a lot of people out there who are wanting to earn online, who are wanting to make an incredible income, but they have some fears, which I understand. It's normal. There's some things that has happened in the online world that's making people to be fearful. So without further ado, let's invite all of our amazing business partners. Welcome, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. Yes, so we have Paulo, Amit, Esther, and my good friend Igor. So guys, today we're talking about this really incredible subject. I'm sure I've heard tons of stories from each of you, what your fears were, but you started this business and you felt that this business was right. So maybe why don't we go to Esther? Esther, and Paulo as my co-host will help me along. Esther, why don't you introduce yourself for us and then speak a little bit about, maybe some fears you had about the online world before starting this business. I know you've been through a lot. Like we're like this. I've heard your stories. I've heard your concerns, and I even advised you, be careful. But I know you learned. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Anthony and Esther Hernandez. Joined this business a little bit over a year ago. It's going to be two soon. And when I started this business, my fear that I had was, am I going to get into the same trap then that I had gone in before, right? We got scammed and it wasn't an easy process to overcome, right? But I'm a person that I always believe that things happen for a reason, right? But I did my go diligent and I seen it was legit. And so I hopped on. And once I especially talked to the coach and the mentors, I knew this was legit and that it could change my life. And I'm happy that I did because here we have everything is video based training and you can actually talk to the people. You can Zoom with them. It's legit, right? And that's what I like so much about this business because where we were before, it was just always sending money, but really you never knew who was behind the scene, right? And here that was my fear in the beginning. What about if it's the same? And there's a time where you have to just step out of your comfort zone and make sure that you go and do your research, right? Because there's a lot of stuff out there, but it shouldn't keep you back from pursuing your dreams or following your dreams. And I think we all have that, right? And especially me, I'm a mom of four, and my husband always working. We were looking for something real, and we found it, and we are happy that we are here. I understand a lot of people if they have gone into the same thing that me and my husband have experienced online. It's not an easy process to overcome that, but you gotta say to yourself, you know what? Everything happens for a reason, and you learn how to really do your research to make sure that it's legit. And here I am today. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here for this in this business for as long as I am already and seeing huge results and so much help from the community. I'm just so grateful.
God bless you, girl. Yeah, everything that you said. That's exactly why I'm here. You wouldn't see us continuously succeeding. Um, yeah, I've everything that is going on right now in the online world. It's a lot of people leveraging, their businesses, their scams, their careers, whatever it is. I see that there's constant leverage all over. But the thing is you got to be smart. You can't go ahead and just say, okay, well, this person seems to be nice. I'm going to go for that. It's called having a gut feeling. And I literally went with my gut feeling. And I've seen other things where it was like, no, this is shady. This is not right. I have a ton of messages every day on my Instagram. Even they email me. They find my email. They email me, and there's a ton of people that even comment. Like I'm really, I have a lot of followers, and the people like these scams. They come and they pop on my page, and they're like, follow this. You'll make 500 or whatever. And I'm like, I block them because they're trying to get. They see that there's so many people watching us or commenting, so they go ahead and they put their links or something. So it's just the main thing is that you see something. This is just for all my viewers, and this is a little tip of advice, and even my business partners, right? If you see something where you can't see the person, where it's a fresh new Facebook, Instagram, social media account, whatever the case may be, and they're never really showing, and you're afraid, and you're like, maybe this is a different country, this number, you're just quite not sure. Think again, remove yourself from it, do your due diligence. But thank you, Esther. God bless you. Hi, Mohammed. How are you? I'm going to call you Mohammed. Your last name today.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, let's talk about the subject.
Awesome. Yeah, my name's Ahmed. I've been doing this business now for 4 years. And as a subject, there's one of the biggest fears I had. Although I joined this business very young, I was 28 at the time. One of the fears I had was I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about how to start one, what it entailed, and the online portion. I didn't even have social media at the time. I did not use Facebook, Instagram, nothing. So I was really in the dark about how this all worked. But as Georgia said, I had a feeling that this is what's going to help me succeed in life. I came into this business through one of my coworkers. She actually introduced me to it, and she was actually just watching, similar to Georgia. She was watching one of the other leaders in this community for a whole year before she took action. And when she finally took action, she told me about it, and I trusted her, and she trusted this business. So I took a leap of faith, and I'm happy I took action at the time. One of the fears that I overcame was when I joined, I saw how the training was presented to everybody. It was video based, as Esther said, which I loved. And also, everyone had access to the same training. Also, it was updated frequently. I'm sure, as you guys all know, every time you log on to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is, it's updated. There's a new platform, and our training as well updates to help you with those updates, to show you how those updates work and how to advertise. Also, the advertising was step by step as well. Back to my point that the reason why I loved that everyone had access to the same training was I was able to get help from others. While doing this business, I was able to meet Georgia, I was able to meet Paulo in person, and I was able to say, hey, can you guys help me with this? And because everyone had access to the same business, we're all going through the same steps, they're able to help me personally through Zooms or in-person meetups. That's also a big thing that I like, that there was a lot of transparency in this business, and everyone had access to the same stuff, which also helped me. Another fear that I had that I overcame through my friend was this real? As you guys all know, there's a lot of spam out there, and I was able to do my research, make sure this was a legitimate business, and I hopped right in. And since 2018, I've had my Facebook page. There's a lot of transparency on there. You go on there and see that it's still active since 2018. And I always tell people, I'm not going anywhere. I'll always be here. And through this business, I've made some amazing friends who've inspired me, who've guided me, and who've helped me succeed. And I'll be here always to help them succeed, and in the future to help you succeed as well. So really, really love this business. And if you're thinking about it, stay tuned. You'll hear more about it. We'll always be here doing more lives.
Wonderful, Ahmed. You're so sweet, and you're inspiration to many. I was thinking that when I first met you, we did an interview,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my goodness, you're so young and you're doing this business and you're really good at it. And there's a lot of people out there that are your age or younger and that are looking for something online. And I feel like more than anything, they're just getting motivated because I see a lot of these things. Like I check it out. It's not like, oh, this is forever my only thing. I won't look into anything else. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always looking for a source of income. This is my main source of income. There's 7 streams. I'm quite comfortable and happy with it. But like if I see little talks or whatever, like I see ads and I'm like, okay, what does this talk about? And I look at it. And plus, I also want to make sure, like, I want to be in the culture. I want to see what's going on. I want to see, what's what, because I don't really have a clue about some of these things because I'm so focused on my business. So people will tell me what Forex is or what Bitcoin or what this is or what that is. So then I learn how the real stuff is, and then I learn how to tell from the fake to advise my business partners. But I notice a lot of these like little things you pay for, these courses or these, some are like 5,000, some are 2,000, some are only like $99, and then they ask for more money. They're motivating you. There's no product behind it. There's no connection to how you're going to succeed. Like you have to brainstorm and you have to come up with a business. You have to come up with a product. You have to come up with a brand. You have to do everything on your own. And that's what I noticed. I haven't went through any of these courses or anything, but I see what they're doing. With us, to our viewers, we are an affiliate marketing, company. In other words, the companies that we're affiliated with, uh, they hold the products, they ship, they store. So we have an actual product. We have actually 4 main products and 4 main companies. And the thing is we don't have just a training or just a coaching or just the systems. We have it all. So I noticed that, like, when I see little advertisement, it's just the system, it's just the training, it's just ClickFunnels, or it's just this. And even when people come to me and they've had bad experiences, and then now they fear, and they're asking me, how could does your business have this? Does your business? And they always check off everything. So yeah, so in other words, there's a lot of things out there that may be okay, but the thing is people are left hanging. So I'll go to Coach Paulo next. Thank you, Ahmed.
I just want to add to that too. Like I've seen that online as well, where they don't have all the bells and whistles. It's like they only have certain parts to it, and then you have to figure out the other parts to make it more functional in a way. But what we have is like, yeah, we have everything. We basically have everything from the training, the marketing, the coaches. Like we have it all, so it's easy for people to plug in and get the business started. But yeah, I'll introduce myself. I'm Paulo Perleas. My background is Filipino. I was born in the Philippines, but grew up in Calgary. So I've been in Calgary for quite a while, but now I live in Vancouver. I've been here since 2010. And my background's in nursing. And so that's all I knew in my life was nursing, how to look after people, worked in inpatient hospitals, worked in outpatient doing oncology clinical trials, worked for pharmaceutical companies. So that was all my life was healthcare. And so doing this business, I did this business, started over 5 years ago. I was fearful in a sense that, although I was on social media, I was posting, I didn't know how to do it from a business perspective. But our training is step by step, and it helped ease that level of anxiety and stress of learning how to run a business online. And so that was one of my one of my biggest fears. And one of the other fears was just once I was doing the business, going in front of the camera, doing these sort of things, posting on my page, like I was really not that kind of person to do videos or lives. It was more just like pictures or just videos of things that I was doing. But it was different in a way of like doing it from a business perspective. So I was always wondering, like, am I doing things incorrectly and so on. But, through our mentorship and like through coaches and through our training, I've been able to know how to do things properly now with the business. And the other fear is just the fear of failure, because you have other, family and friends not looking up to you, but looking to seeing what you're doing. And then you're always constantly thinking like, oh, are they going to tell me at the end, like, I told you so, don't do this. And so that was my other fear, is that I was always going to fail. And, but through not just with our community, we do talk about business, but we talk a lot about our mindset. We talk about how to change that mindset and think more positively. And so I've been able to switch to that sort of positive mindset, an entrepreneur mindset, and learn to brush a lot of those fears away and tell myself that instead of saying it's what if it doesn't work, and say to myself, what if it does work? And I always remind a lot of people who are looking into this business as well, when they come into this and saying like, well, what if I fail? I'm like, but what if you don't? Like, I can give you examples of hundreds of people where their lives have changed, where they're working 2, 3, 4 jobs, and now they're down to one job or no job at all, and doing this business full time and living a freedom lifestyle that we all deserve. That we only have one life to live. I'm working in oncology. I've been able to see that very firsthand, talking to patients about talk about life. They only have 3 months, like several months to a year, 2 years to live, and all they talk about is time. I wish I had more time to go on vacation, see their grandkids grow old, or see their son or daughter get married. And we have all, like, for us who are healthy, we have all the time to do it, but we use that time to work in the day job where we're slaving away countless hours after hours and making other people's dreams come true, and putting our dreams aside and not letting our dreams come true. And so that is where I'm at now, in the mindset of being positive and knowing that there is a way out of the 9 to 5. There is, and this is what we want to show you guys, that this is a legit way to start a business. We're here to help you get started, and don't wait. I have some people say like, I don't have the time to do it, and there is never a good time to start a business. There's never a good time to go to the gym. There's never a good time to start a diet. But if you make it a priority, and if you tell yourself you need to make a change in your life because nothing's changing after year, then you're always going to be on that cycle. But if you tell yourself now that I'm going to make the time, then you will make change. And this is what we want to help you guys get started on this business. So yeah, that's it for me, Georgia.
Good job. Loved it. And it made me think about when I was talking with Jorge yesterday. Remember, I told you in the chat, I threw the screenshot in the chat because Jorge is one of our most successful business partners, huge leader. And I was thankful and grateful to have him on our Zoom yesterday to teach all of our team, his millionaire tips, right? This young man in a few years earned $4 million from this business. And I was like, whoa, you're doing absolutely incredible. So I'm telling him, and this is just a little mess up from my part. And I want to give you a little tips of what he told me about the millionaire mindset. So he's like, where's the link? Now it's literally like 1:00 my time, and the Zoom don't start till 5 p.m. I'm like, okay, I don't have the link. I'll send it to you 5 minutes beforehand. And he's like, that's not a millionaire mindset. He told me nicely, but I was like, what? He's like, you have to be prepared. A person, a millionaire mindset, will send a link hours before so the people can prepare and so they can come on time. So I'm like, okay, I'll schedule the Zoom. And I realized that my Zoom link is always the same anyways. So I'm like, I just learned something. I thought it was always the same, but I wasn't quite sure. So then I sent him the link. And I prepared the questions extra quick because we all had questions for him. Thank you, Paulo, and all of my business partners for coming up with that. And we said tips on how to have a millionaire mindset, marketing, attraction marketing, and all of that. So when he came on, he explained so much, and he remembered. We had 9 questions for him, and detailed questions. He didn't have to one time look at his phone. One time, none of us asked him the question. He explained all of that in one shot, and he continued to advise us. And a lot of people say that, and I keep telling people. Now, when I was talking with him, and when I was talking also with our other business partner, Mildred, like we've had 2 huge leaders in our community. And like I said, these people are earning 7 figures a year, maybe more. So when I talk to these people, and I felt like that's my mindset. And I kind of, when you're with people and you're hanging out around with, people that aren't eagles and you're flying low, they start to look at you and be like, why do you spend so much time in your business?
Yeah.
Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you relax a little? Why don't, like, come on now, like, why don't you just put your kids in normal school? Or why don't you do this? Why don't you, and they look at you like you're crazy because of your dreams.
Yeah.
And yeah, go on, Paulo.
Oh yeah, just the sacrifices that the temporary sacrifices that you're making now is what people look at and think, oh, this is that's all you're gonna do is you're a workaholic. But like you, Georgia, you have 5 kids, you're running the business, but you make those sacrifices because in the long run, you're gonna be making passive residual income. That's the bottom line is what we're trying to achieve here. And yeah, it's just a bit of work up front, but then afterwards, you're gonna be rewarded with all the benefits.
Amen. And that's exactly what I was getting to. Like you said, that's what he's told me, and that's what he was telling all of you guys. And Paulo knows that.
Yeah.
Amit knows that. Igor, this is my very good friend down here from Kamloops. He's just watching right now. Igor knows that. And I've said that to my kids. Everybody knows my little story where 2 months straight, I was like, we're not leaving. I literally bought like $1,000 worth of food. I'm like, listen, guys, I need to work on my business, help out with the children. At this time, they was like literally homeschooled at the time. They just started doing homeschool. So they're doing everything on the computers. And then I started to make 4 and 5K sale afterwards. And now to think about my sacrification as, okay, I'm going to step a little longer. I'm going to have the kids go in the theater room and watch a movie if I need to keep them quiet so I can finish something real quick. Or, have something scheduled for them. Or like have my daughter volunteer to make dinner. Like we work together as a family because we understand that mommy's building an empire. And that's what I told them. Mommy's building an empire. And soon, just like you said, Paulo, you're not gonna have to work as many hours on this business, and we're gonna get those, like you said, those residual incomes. And I've seen that. Just the way he give it 2 years. He said, give it 2 years. Don't spend too much time with family and friends right now. Obviously, if you have children and stuff, you take care of them. Give it 2 years of just going away. And if you notice, do you ever watch motivational, like little clips?
Oh yeah, because like I watch, like I follow Grant Cardone. He's the exact same thing. I follow Gary Vaynerchuk. He says the exact same thing. And so it's like, yeah, you just have to put your focus on what you want to do, and then yeah, you'll reap your rewards afterwards. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, don't feel that you're missing out on anything because you're not going to that club, you're not going to that bar, you're not. I was watching Andrew Tate again, like, because I started following him, so now he's coming up all the time on my Instagram, and they're watching him from afar. Nobody knows, he doesn't know he's being watched, and you can see what he's doing the whole time at the club. He's there, he's working on his phone. People are offering him drinks, he's like, no. So it's like, and he talks about this, and a lot of very successful people talk about this. You go ahead and build your empire right now. Go full force. Go 10x like Grant Cardone. Go 10x. Keep going, and the kids are screaming. You go 10x, and when you're feeling like, I don't know if I could do this. Okay, give me a second. I'll let you take over. I'm going to calm these kids down.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so with just what George was saying, like you go 10x and just keep moving forward, because with this business, once you get everything set up, like myself, when I ran this business, I was putting a lot of hours into it. But you do bits and pieces here, and you're able to run the business and get it running, because like our training, like Amit mentioned, our training is accessible. You can access it anytime. So if you're working shift work or you're working night shifts, there's always that ability to access the training and do part of the business. But once it's up and running, how much you put into the business is what you're going to come out of it for success. And so if you're hungry to be successful, you're hungry to make money, you're hungry to help your family, you will push yourself to get this business going. And that's where I always have to constantly remind myself is that no matter how hard I work in my current job, I'm not going to get those residual incomes. I'm not going to get the passive income. I'm not going to be able to get a bonus because nurses are unionized, so we can't get any of that. Whereas with this business, if I put in another extra hour or 2 hours, I'm going to, be able to earn extra money on the side that I won't be able to do with my day job. And so it's scary, of course. A lot of it, when you get into this business, you're learning a lot of new information, and it's challenging because, like with any other new thing, um, you just mentally mostly can't handle it. But we always tell people take breaks. When they start the business, do a bit of training here or there, and then take a break. Because the training is always going to be there. You always come up with questions, but we're always there to help and mentor and coach people so that they can continue and go. Because what devastates me is having people who have reached a certain point in a level or ranks, and then they all of a sudden just kind of drop off. I don't know if you see that, Amit. Sometimes like they drop off, and it's hard because it's so hard for you to encourage them to go, because a lot of that encouragement and motivation has to come within that person. So it's difficult when you see people drop off like that. But what can you do? All you can do is just keep posting on your page as if they're following you. Then that can help maybe inspire them again and help them get back in the business. But that's all you can do. I don't feel I feel bad for a little bit, but then I have to move on and focus on other people who have the energy and the motivation to do the business, and focus on them to help them succeed. So,
Sorry about that.
oh, that's fine.
It was just fighting children. But yeah, they do that a lot. The little ones and then the big ones. You think that when the big kids, like I have a group of little ones and then a group of big ones. The
Yeah.
group of big ones kill the little ones. They're like annoying to them.
So Georgia, how about you? Like, what was it with you that made you, like, your fears of starting this business?
Well, I guess I'll introduce myself. So, and I'll answer that question. So I'm a mom of 5 crazy children that I absolutely love, and they keep me busy. I'm here in beautiful West Kelowna. Thank you. It's a winter wonderland. It's quite cold here. These shades are usually down, but I put it up so I can have some light shining on my face. I started this business about 4 years ago. And yeah, my fears was when I first started the business that I couldn't do it. I'll be totally honest with you. I felt like this is out of anything that I've ever done in the past. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I've had a lot of skeptical people around me that was telling me I couldn't do it, and I kept pushing myself, and I kept pushing myself, and I did it. My biggest fear and issue was the mindset. It's just if I could do it or not, because I knew all the training was there, which the training was very difficult for me for some reason in the beginning because I didn't know how to work a computer. So this MacBook, I didn't know how to turn it on. I didn't know how to copy and paste. I didn't know how to do many things with a computer. All I knew how to work was my phone. So I'm thinking I have to do some training from my computer, which I could have did it from my phone. But now I know that you can do it from your phone, but it's a lot easier. So yeah, I just thought I wasn't smart enough. I just thought I didn't have the proper education. To be honest with you, there was never no fears of the online world because I wasn't open to that. I wasn't educated. As soon as I started this, people were like, you're in an MLM or it's a pyramid scheme. I'm like, what is an MLM or a pyramid scheme? That's what I thought to myself. Like, what is that? I Googled it. That's how I found out because I Google everything. So I Google it and I'm like, this is not that at all. We don't take people's pay. We don't have to recruit people. We don't have to bug people. And there's not a quota. We don't lose our business ID. And a pyramid scheme, it's obviously not a pyramid scheme. There's no product in a pyramid scheme. You just put money in a pyramid scheme, and then only the top person gets money. And if you have to get 5 people, for instance, to get $5,000 each, and then those 5 people may get some money if they get another 5 people. I don't even know. So it's something like that, and they're illegal. So I was never really fearful of the online world. I was hungry for success. I was like, you know what? I want to do something where I can be with my kids. And I did a little makeup company before, but there was no money in it. I didn't even make no money, to be honest with you. And yeah, my fear was, can I make it? Can I do what somebody else is doing in this business? See, some of our business partners have fears of their nationality, right? They don't speak English very well. And they're like, I don't know if I can do this because my English is not very well. The way I've seen it is, it's my nationality. I'm Roma. I don't know if I can do this. Maybe people, I don't know how to act other than myself, right? I don't know how to be. I'm not very educated like all these people. Okay, that's what I was thinking. And then I watched, as I continued to watch the workshop, the free workshop, and I watched our masterminds afterwards. I've seen these people are really struggling with things that are really bothering them. And I'm worried if I'm not going to, if I'm not educated, or it's the nationality I come from or whatever. They kind of distilled that in us, thinking you can't do what someone else does because you wasn't brought up with education. All you know is family business. And for me to see someone crying and hardly speaking any English and saying they made 12K in one paycheck, I was like, okay, if they can do it, so can I. They just came to this country. They don't have any education from this country, and they don't speak English very well. Why am I doing this to myself? What's wrong with me? And they became one of my best friends. And I started to surround myself with people who are like-minded, just like I said, how we spoke to two of the biggest leaders in our community and got tips from them. And I'm realizing that's my mindset. That's exactly the way they're describing. I'm like, I was like that, but I didn't hold on long. See, the thing is it takes a strong mindset, and it takes you to feed your mindset to hold on. People will literally get excited. So this is what Paula was saying. People will get excited and they'll start the business. And they'll be, oh my goodness, I love it, I love it, I love it. But then problems come into their life, or people's talk, or it's just like the gospel. You're so excited, you eat the gospel up, they say, like the scattering seed, and then you let the world get to you, pull you away, and tell you stuff, for the worries. So it's this business is like that, or any entrepreneurship, or any wonderful thing. It's like that. You have to work on it. And if people feel like there's too much judgment and I can't do it and I'm too scared, they fall away. As long as you stay focused and you keep going, you will keep succeeding. See, I stood focused, but the thing is, I didn't give it my all at times. I didn't go 10x at times because I kept feeling bad or guilty, or this person wants me here, or this person wants me there, or you're going through something emotional. And then I was like, just after I went to Alberta, and then I to a big leadership, 6 and 7 figure earners. Okay, I was invited, and I literally went just now to our Christmas party, our company Christmas party, and I met up with my business partners, and we had like a big get together. Just going and talking with these leaders made me revamp and think, what am I doing? Why am I not going 10x anymore? Why am I letting my empire still keep growing, but not growing as much as it was growing before? If you want to be successful, you're going to put your all into it. You're not going to let anything sidetrack you. You're not going to let fear get the best of you, because fear can be debilitating. Fear can literally struck you and make you not do anything anymore the way you should be. So what I want to tell everybody who's watching is, take that fear and throw it away. Fear, the acronym for fear is false events appearing real. So it's not real. It's just a thought in your head. But let me tell you something. Fear manifests reality. Okay? If you continue to fear, you're going to attract fear. If you continue to be positive, you are positive. It's just like that saying, the law of attraction. If you continue to think that, it is there. It's you. So believe you're successful. Believe you're going to do absolutely incredible. Believe that you're great, and you will be. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Totally agree with that last bit, Georgia, for sure. What you put out there is what you're going to receive, and that's why within our community, the whole mindset is what we push on people is that you need to change that, because without changing that, your business is going to get affected if you go into it with a negative mindset. So
yeah, I want to make it very I want to really distill it in everyone's mind and really say it today. you are your only variable. You are your only, success route. You are the one that is going to make you blow to the top. Start now. Be a leader. Take control. Take your life and bring it to another level, and find people that you could do it with. These people here. We're having a Zoom at 5 p.m. We're going to talk about how we're going to skyrocket. I'm getting the biggest leaders in my team, and the ones who are tech savvy, and the ones that have certain, and maybe certain ones don't have the tech savvy, but they have, other qualities. And we're going to make a game plan, and we're going to help each other to succeed even more than what we have been succeeding. So let's just say you're going to start alone, but you're going to continue to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, and they're going to give you some type of advantage into making yourself and them succeed above and beyond. Because when you have a goal, and when you attach that goal, you have something that is valuable and giving and helping others, you're going to succeed above and beyond. So we have something for you. We have a goal. Our goal is to succeed. And we also have something attached to that goal. We can help others to succeed too. We can coach people, we can get them on board with this business, and we can have our business running for us at the same time. Okay, so let's get you guys started. Hit the learn more, or the link in this post. Any one of these business partners here, they have their links in their post here, and my link too. If you see it lit up in blue, or if it's www.georgiawilliams.ca, juanpaulo.com, Ahmed, Igor's, or if you don't see a link, private message them and ask them for the free workshop. If they have posted this video, or if you see their post, it means that we coach and mentor them to help you get started. So they're able to help you. So God bless everybody. Did anybody else want to add anything before we go?
Well, I just want to add to the point, like, the longer you wait to create change, the more you're going to procrastinate. And then the more you're going to keep complaining that things aren't changing in your life. So yeah, start now, you guys. Take that first step, watch our information webinar, because this is something that it's going to change your life if it's a fit for you. So don't hesitate, and come learn and see how this works and how it's worked for all of us. So thanks everyone for joining us.
100%. Remember, the entrepreneur life, it's not easy on the mind, but it's easy in reality. It is easy, but the mind fights with you. You could do it. If we could do it, so can you. So thank you, guys. God bless you. See you on the other side. Hit that link. Add your name and your email, and you'll be taken to the workshop right away. And our live workshop is tonight at 5 p.m. PST. We'll see you there. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.